Hey y'all, welcome back to the Be Like D channel. It's your girl D coming back with another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville season 3 episode 9. Okay, so we open up the episode and it's where we left off last week with Kimmy going at it with Tisha and Marceau. And Marceau saying sometimes Jalen's wrong, sometimes Tisha's wrong, sometimes Marceau's wrong, and sometimes Kimmy is wrong. And then Kimmy was like, of course she say that Jalen is wrong all the time. And then finally Maurice jumps in to save her and is saying, yes, she says that Jalen is wrong sometimes. And she's also doing stuff to give him advice to help your business. I was like, okay, Maurice, jump in finally. But he did. He jumped in and told his brother, yes, she doing something to help your business. Okay. Your business, which you ain't doing. Okay. And surprisingly, Tisha stops it out and just apologizes, and I think she meant it. And then you see how they really like each other. How much they really love each other, because Kimmy almost about to cry and Tisha almost about to cry, and they talking about Tisha finally says that she gets it, that she be coming in hot and don't know the whole story, and then that make people not want to even talk to her. I'm like, it's coming to your brain. But every time Tisha do one smart thing, she do like 10 dumb things. Like, we can't never win with you, girl. Okay, so now it's the next morning. They eating breakfast at the table, and then Kimmy asks, where's is Melody coming today? And then Martell thinks she's talking to him, and he like, what? Why you asking me? Why you asking me? And then she's like, no, I'm asking the whole table. And then all the dudes being messy, talking about, oh, nah, you being messy, Kimmy, why you asking that? And she's like, no, I'm asking the whole table in general. And then nobody still answered. And then Martell said, well, he talked to her the other day, and she said she wasn't coming, but she could just be trying to throw him off. And I'm like, of course she is. She don't want you to know where she going. Not really. She probably was like, you don't even know I'm gonna be there. I'm just gonna pop up on his ass. Maurice asks, is Destiny coming? And then they give each other a look. It was so weird, because I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? He was like, did you talk to Destiny? And then they kind of look at each other sideways like, oh yeah. And Martell's like, yeah, every day. Tiffany thought he was talking about Mel, and she was like, oh, you talking about your baby mama? Martell was like, yeah, I talk to her every day too. And then she said something that referred to Mel, and he's like, oh no, Mel. He was like, don't call her baby mama. She's my ex-wife. I'm like, okay, that's the one time I see him defend Mel. Okay. And she didn't really need defending right there. But he's like, nah, put some respect on her name. That's my ex-wife. Which is amazing, because you couldn't give her no respect in y'all marriage. But okay, Martell. Good job. Now Kimmy and Martell are in the kitchen washing dishes, and she ended up talking to him about how he's feeling now with life after divorce. And then he said he's trying to get back to normal. And then she has an nerve to ask him, do he think that him and Mel would ever get back together? And he was like, what, back cool? I was like, oh yeah, that was a good one. He said, back cool, or what you trying to say? And she was like, no, back together. And then he was like, I feel like he was just on that wave of never say never. But I don't really know. I feel like they could get back together, because Camille is kind of weak for him. I don't know why. Mel, what is going on? But she do seem like she would forgive him after a few years of them not being together. They just got that vibe. They like being in that mess anyway. Toxic mess. It took her how many years to divorce him? 5 years? I think that's how long he was messing with old girl. She probably get back with him. But then Martell in his confessional says he don't know why everybody always want to bring up the divorce and co-parenting and what's his next step. He don't always want to talk about that. And I'm like, I get that, because you done talked about it how many times already? It's episode 9. Okay. He gotta keep telling everybody, yeah, trying to rebuild, yeah. At this point, he just want to have a good time. Plus y'all in Vegas, and we don't need to be talking about all that. Even though they only talking about it because they feel like Mel finna just bust through the door at any minute. So now we in Tiffany and her husband's room, and I kind of don't care for this. They kind of boring when she not being messy with everybody else. But they messy anyway. They're a messy husband and wife, so messy couple. So basically, apparently the husband went with the son and got him a haircut, like a big chop instead of just a little haircut, a little trim up or something. And she feeling away because she missed that moment. And he like, well, a husband I mean, what he said, father and son are gonna have moments that don't include the mama, so she just get used to that. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But I also get the mama part, because you're like, oh, I don't want to miss it. She said, I don't want to miss no moments, okay? And I'm like, yes. But I do get what he was saying. But that was boring. And they always turn to some weird sexual thing, and it don't seem believable. She always just like, right, yeah. Like, girl, sit down somewhere. Okay, so now Mel arrives, and Martell like, ooh. And then his confessional, he was like, he happy to see Mel. He was all cheesing and stuff. I'm like, see, look at y'all. Y'all full of BS, okay? Martell, y'all probably was a cute couple, but you just had to fuck it up, huh? Self-sabotaging ass, okay? But anyway, so Mel show up, and she's speaking to everybody. Her and Martell give a little side hug, like, hey, pat on the back. All right, nice to see you. And then, of course, everybody teasing her, talking about she gonna have to sleep in the room with him. And then she was just like, in her confessional, she said, I expected Martell to be here, but I did not expect for all of this high school teasing they doing. And then she also expected Destiny to be there. So I'm like, where is Destiny? I thought that was gonna come together, but I guess Destiny got held up a little longer, so then Mel just went. But I don't know, because then Mel was also acting like she was surprised that Destiny wasn't there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's gonna be on the way at the same time, but Destiny just ain't get there on time. I don't know. But anyway, so then Mel had to go change because she was in heels. And then they all look like they having fun, taking shots and stuff. Apparently Tiffany know how to make a good drink. They talking about they bumped her up to head bartender the other night. And Mel said she's surprised that Tiffany there too. She was like, y'all must have got along real good for you to be here. And then Tisha was like, basically they just started over. So they in the same boat as Tiffany and I think Maurice and them. Kimmy and Maurice. So they all starting over, so they invited them. And then Tisha asked her if she okay with Martell being there. And then she was like, yeah, I'm fine as long as I'm like, I don't get triggered. Then if I get triggered, it's going to be a different story. But she going to say she didn't know he was going to be there. But in your confessional, you said you knew he was going to be there. And then he said the day before that you said you wasn't coming. So where's the truth in the story, Mel, okay? And then the fact that she's trying to act like she kind of bothered by it. She's like, oh, you waited till I'm here to ask me if I'm okay with it. And then Tisha's like, what? Like, you seen him on the text there. We all on the same thread to know who all was coming and who was invited. Girl. And then you said he was probably gonna go, but you was just wondering if he was gonna have a babysitter since he said nobody give him no help. Maybe that's what she's trying to come back to. Maybe that's what she was pulling off of. Like, I thought he said he ain't had no help, but all of a sudden this weekend he gonna have help. So she thought he was gonna be there because he said he don't have no help. Even though, and that's what she eventually did ask him later on, like, oh, so who got the kids? And then he like his mom, and he's like, oh, okay, I thought she got to work. And then she was like, oh, she took off for you? Okay, that's cool, that's cool. So I guess that's what she was coming off of. Now they're getting on the buses that Tisha got, and they split up guys and girls. And she said that Destiny, she don't know where Destiny is, but she texted her the itinerary, so she gonna meet them along the way somewhere. And while they're in their vans, they all talking. The guys talking about divorce and how is Martell dealing with Mel being there, and that the divorce is so fresh. And then in the women's van, Mel's talking about her music video she shot, and then she's also talking about Martell, of course. And she's saying that she's happy that she's finally, well, Tisha was telling her that she probably feels very, amazing to have her music career going, and she's been talking about it for a long time. And she's like, yeah, and she's happy about that, but she does feel a way because she always thought that would be something her and her spouse did, aka what her and Martell would have did. That's what she thought. She thought her and Martell was gonna be doing this thing, but now she gotta do it on her own. And she said, and that's fine, because if that's what God wanted, that's what God wanted. Like she keeps saying, God told her to go. And if God told you to go, girl, I'm sure he'd been trying to tell you long ago, but it's okay. It's okay. You finally heard him loud and clear. But anyway, so then the guys in they van talking about divorce. I think Marceau is drunk. he drunk, and then he looking at all these men that's been divorced, and he like, how the hell y'all got divorced? Okay. He's like, so y'all really sat there and signed that paper? I'm like, he is really tripping over this, like he don't understand. And then I'm halfway like, or is he just so stuck in the marriage with Tisha that divorce, he wanted people to divorce not an option, but they just gonna have a fucked up marriage? Is that what it is? I think so. But then he also says that they have had divorceable moments. So I'm like, what was the moments, Marcel? What was the moments? Tell us. And I wonder what Tisha gonna feel like when she hear that. She's like, yeah, I definitely had some too myself, okay? But he said they decided to stay together. That's the only difference between them and other people. And he said, because he keeps saying that he can't do it after that. He basically trying to say ain't no life after divorce. And then Martell was like, it is life. Look at them two. They both got new wives. They both in better situations that they were in. And then they're saying that some people stay together just for the kids, and then that's not good. But then here come Marcel drunk self talking about my aunt gave me the best advice. She gave me the best advice when I got married, that basically stay in the marriage for your kids, because that's all you got to hold on to when you're having hard times. And now she look back and she like, thank God for them kids. I'm like, Marcel, that whole story was stupid, okay? Don't be holding on to no kids, hoping your life gonna get better in a marriage. No, that's not how that worked, okay? She was bullshitting, okay? She just basically settled, and then they was basically old, and didn't want to get a divorce after all of them damn years, okay? No, don't stay in no marriage if you ain't happy. And work on it if you can, okay? Don't try to force no shit if you really not finna put in no work, okay? So now they arrive at some kind of like, I don't even know what kind of car this is. I'm not a car person. It looked like one of them little convertible cars / race cars with the top off or whatever. And I got the wind blowing in their hair and stuff. And Destiny show up there. And so they put somebody for Mel to sit with in the car, and they all just 2-seaters. And then Martell talking about, how come ain't no 4-seaters so Mel can be in the car with me and Destiny? And I was like, what? But then he was saying that because he said, because Mel can't drive. Mel can't drive, and basically he's scared that the kid's gonna lose their mama if she drives that car. And then Destiny co-signing was like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to get this one to Martell. He's right. You're not a good driver. And then Destiny still let her drive. I'm like, hell no. Y'all know she ain't no good driver. You ain't driving me. Okay? I'll take the wheel, thank you. So that was a cute little moment. And then they all driving around the city, and they all saying they love it. Out here in Vegas is where it's at. I kind of do like this only because they actually having fun. I feel like they should do more trips. So do more trips on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now they arrive at their destination, and it's night now, and it's like they in a desert or something. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But then Tisha said she brought them there to get a nice photo because of the view. And then they all turn around, and it is a really nice view. Okay, Tisha, if you really planned this was cute. Good job, girl. But like I said, Tisha do one good thing, and then she take like 10 steps backwards, okay? So she tells everybody that today they have their little fun, but tomorrow they're gonna split up. The girls gonna do what they gonna do, the guys gonna do what they gonna do. And then she pulls Maurice to the side and tells him that she knows that Marceau is excited about the trip, and he keeps saying what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but she want to make sure he don't get too wild, and because it's girls out here that's looking. I'm like, girl, you cannot blame the other women for how your husband acts. Remember that, okay? So stop trying to say people trying to come after your man. If he can be taken, that's the problem for you, okay? For you and him, okay? But anyway, to my girls got eyes. Girl, anybody got eyes for Marceau ass, okay? Unless he got a nice bank account and he be showing it. He probably be acting like on Sprung when he got that fake ass bank statement and drop it. That's in the club. Marisa was like, well, don't be doing surprise therapy, basically. It was like, how did that therapy go? And then she was like, well, I mean, we did get date night out of it. They actually going on dates now. And she said they never went to therapy before, so she's trying to try something new to help them. So I'm like, they must really be going through something. What's going on, Tisha? Talk a little more. Because he hinting there's divorceable things going on, and she's seeking out therapy and trying to force him there by surprising his ass with therapy. So what's going on with y'all? Because y'all need to be the main story right now. Forget about Mel and Martell. They already divorced. And then I do like how when Mel got there, she and Martell was joking, and she was like, don't be shaking your head at me when I drove off with Destiny. And then he was like, ain't nobody jealous of you. And then something happened in between there. It was real quick. And then and she was like, why don't you worry about who you gonna have your couple photo with? Come on, Destiny. And then she go to take a selfie. I was like, girl, that was funny. And he looking stupid. Okay, so the episode ends with Mel and Martell going back and forth as always. She pulled him to the side to talk about what happened when he said one of the people that she left the kids with was unfit, and he got mad. And then she was like, oh yeah, I shot my video. As soon as she said that, boy was mad. He's like, oh, your bullshit video? Okay. And then she was like, okay. So he definitely jealous. I think he's jealous because she prospering and going on, making money. And then, of course, the song is kind of about him. I think it is about him, but she keeps saying it was a collaboration of people. And I'm like, I kind of think that too, because I don't think Mel just out here writing songs. Okay, just like how Usher said Confessions was not about him. It was about somebody else that he knew. So it could have been. She probably added her little bits in there, but I'm sure the rest of the song is somebody else shit. But anyway, so then he mad about the song, and he said because she got their kids singing it, and then it was from 2 years ago that she had the song, but then she said it's not the same song, it's a different song, and it's still not about him, and the kids don't even think that. So they sitting there arguing because I forgot earlier in the episode, he called her Beyonce when she came in, and then of course because she's singing, and then he called her Beyonce again, and then she's like, well, why you keep saying that? Are you jealous? Are you have a problem with me singing, having a music career now, and stuff like that. So they really just yelling back and forth, and then he mostly mad because he said the kids know the song word for word and stuff like that, and then she said that they don't know it's about him, or if it's not about him, but they also don't know it's about him. She just say it's everyday life. And then she get mad, she get in her car and leave. All the people trying to calm down Martell and tell him that he not gonna win an argument with no woman. And I'm like, yeah, that's what he need to learn too. You're not finna win this. And you never win when it come to Mel, so just stop. Right now, that's the end of the episode. That is the end of my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 3, Episode 9. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Be Like D channel, okay? I'm trying to have content coming out all the time, okay? So follow me, hit that like button, and subscribe.